In the jungle of today's economy, the drumbeat of anxiety seems deafening. Fear and stress can cause us to lose confidence just when we need to join with neighbors to help each other through hard times. Traditionally, the local newspaper has been the place for us to gather around to beat out a hopeful message in our small towns. These weeklies and monthlies are not huge media conglomerates, but greatly loved and grossly underfunded repositories of our daily lives. They tell the stories of local flora and fauna, local heroes and events, and that's what makes them our different drummers. But as pictures of abandoned newspaper racks and dire Death Watch headlines tell us, it seems that it's just when we need them most that local newspapers are most threatened. I went to a small, vibrant town outside of Washington, D.C. to listen to the voice of one of these different drummers and to find out how long the beat might go on. Eric Bond, publisher and editor of the Takoma Voice, talked to me about a key role the paper plays in the town.
It's really important for people to feel like they belong to something larger than themselves, and I think that, and I hope that a paper like ours does that. I hope that The Voice does that.
The Voice and Takoma Park depend on one another, but Eric worries that someday the paper may not be able to speak for the town. To find out what's at risk if Takoma Park loses its voice, I went out to walk and talk to the town. Takoma Park has a thriving natural food co-op and is a nuclear-free zone. Known as the Berkeley of the East, it's not surprising that it shows a unique face to the world. Roscoe the Rooster is the town mascot. Howard Cohn, columnist for The Voice, told me how the paper championed Roscoe through thick and thin.
We're a free-spirited bunch, and so when Roscoe the Rooster used to walk back and forth across Carroll Avenue, busy street in the middle of the day, a couple of times a day, stopping the traffic in both directions, we at The Voice wrote about Roscoe to the point that he began to symbolize how we feel about ourselves in this town. And so when he had the unfortunate demise, situation where a car did not stop for him one day, it was decided that we should erect a statue of Roscoe, which is now in the town square.
Other stories about The Voice were not hard to find. Sarah D'Amelio of Skin Can Do, who makes combat-ready balm for the troops in Iraq and Afghanistan, stopped me in the street when she saw my camera.
The Voice picked up the story and ran it actually 3 different times in both the Silver Spring and the Takoma Park Voice. And the amount of response and donations that I received from that were, it was amazing, the response, the local response. And I couldn't have done it without The Voice.
Kelly Mayfield, artistic director of Contradiction Dance, who hosts the Drumming Circle, talked to me about how The Voice helps to keep the town on the same page.
One of the main ways that we use The Voice to get the word out is through their calendar submission process. It's so easy, and you can do it online, you can do it through email. There are real people behind the newspaper, so it's not like you're submitting to some mainframe database that you have no idea if it'll get in. I can pick up the phone and call Eric and say, hey, did you get this?
Takoma Park knows it needs its voice. Residents have recently created a Friends of the Voice fundraising group, and Eric, the editor and publisher, is increasing its online offering. So this remarkable town may rally around, as it has in the past in the face of adversity and community tragedy, to save its voice and continue to march to a different drummer.